Nepal is one of the least developed nations in the world. Subsistence-level farming is still the backbone of the nation, providing food and livelihood for almost two-thirds of the population. Adherence to the old traditional farming culture, difficult geography, and lack of road access have prevented the progress the government and aid organizations have tried so hard to bring to Nepal. Many people still lack basic food, shelter, clothing, medical care, and education. Both young men and heads of families, frustrated with the lack of progress in rural Nepal, are rapidly migrating either to the major cities of their own country or to neighboring countries for low-paying menial jobs. Women and children looking for employment outside their communities are especially vulnerable to exploitation and physical and sexual abuse when looking for employment in the many dance bars, massage parlors, garment factories, and tourist areas of the country. Globally, each year, approximately 600,000 to 800,000 people are trafficked across national borders. 80% of trafficking victims are females and 1.2 million are minors. Nepal also has a high incidence of human trafficking. According to a June 2009 report by the U.S. State Department on Trafficking in Persons, 10,000 to 15,000 women and girls are trafficked from Nepal into India every year for commercial sexual exploitation. And another 7,500 children are trafficked within Nepal for commercial sexual exploitation. Risk of trafficking occurs when a family does not have even the basic needs for life. Parents are easily convinced to entrust their children, especially daughters, to brokers who promise high-paying jobs in the capital and other big cities so they can send money back to their families. Some parents knowingly sell their daughters to traffickers who sneak them across borders. The girls are imprisoned in brothels and forced to provide sex to the brothel's clients. According to a report on trafficking in persons by the National Human Rights Commission in Nepal, the massive earthquakes in early 2015 made the situation even worse. Especially in Nuwakot and Sindhupalchowk districts, the Commission found 3,399 children at high risk of trafficking in Nuwakot and 4,805 in Sindhupalchowk. These two districts were among those most affected by the earthquakes, and they are now the main hubs for human trafficking in Nepal.
मैले 2 वर्षसम्म यहाँ बसिरहँदाखेरि यो 2 वर्षको अनुभवले के भन्छ नुवाकोटमा अत्याधिक मान्छेहरू वैदेशिक रोजगारको सिलसिलामा जानको लागि राजधानी बनाउन आइराख्नु भएको छ तर सबै बनाउन आउने मान्छेहरू वैदेशिक रोजगारको लागि गइराख्नु भएको पनि छैन तर जहाँ अलिकति विकट गाउँ जहाँको महिलाहरू चाहिँ किशोरीहरू चाहिँ अशिक्षित छन् जसको उमेर पनि पुगिरहेको छैन उहाँहरूले स्वयंले भन्नुहुन्छ हामीले 3 वर्ष बढाएको 4 वर्ष बढाएको 5 वर्ष बढाएर विदेश जानलाई पासपोर्ट बनाएको भनेर उहाँहरू स्वयंले नै भन्नुहुन्छ त्यो आधारले चाहिँ नुवाकोट जिल्लामा पासपोर्ट बनाएर चाहिँ वैदेशिक रोजगारमा जाने बहानामा पनि ट्राफिकिङ हुने खतराहरू हामीले धेरै देखेको छ
हामीले जानकारी पाएअनुसार चाहिँ सर अब यो वैदेशिक रोजगारीमा जाने भन्ने अब काठमाडौँतिरै कोठै अब छुट्टै लिएर राख्ने अब मेन पावरमा जुन दलालीहरू अब एजेन्टहरू भन्छन् अब उनीहरूले चाहिँ कोठै छुट्टै लिएर राख्ने अनि त्यसपछि अभिभावकको सम्पर्कविहीन बनाउने अनि त्यतैबाट चाहिँ अर्कैकै नाममा चाहिँ पठाउँदो रहेछ भनेर कतिपय दिदीबहिनीहरू चाहिँ उम्केर उजुरीहरू नि परिरहेको छ सर
The Children at Risk Network Nepal is a non-profit organization that has been working for the holistic restoration of children at risk in Nuwakot since 2010 and in Sindhupalchowk since 2014. CarNetNepal's programs implement advocacy, education, women and girls empowerment, sustainable livelihood, disaster response and development, and rescue and rehabilitation. CarNetNepal forms children's clubs to help them identify and prevent child sexual abuse and trafficking. They use educational toolkits like Good Touch, Bad Touch, and flip charts depicting how children are trafficked. The children's clubs also conduct back-to-school campaigns. Students visit door-to-door to encourage dropouts to come back to school. Local people in these areas are also getting involved. In Nuwakot, The Tamang Society Youth Club is planning a door-to-door campaign to raise awareness on trafficking in the at-risk households of their community. And in September 2017, a conference was held in Malamchi, Sindhupalchowk, in collaboration with other nonprofit organizations to encourage faith-based institutions to take action against human trafficking. Most schools in Nuwakot and Sindhupalchowk were built with the traditional method of stone with mud for mortar and were destroyed by the earthquakes in early 2015. Schools remained closed for 1 to 2 months until temporary classrooms could be built, and many children dropped out during this interim time. CarNet supplied materials for temporary classrooms and started building 9 new schools with reinforced concrete construction. Most of these schools are now in the final stages of completion.
CarNetNepal द्वारा चाहिँ हाम्रो विद्यालय भवन बनाउने सम्झौता भएर CarNetNepalबाट चाहिँ विद्यालयको अहिले भवन पुनः निर्माण हुँदैछ र विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू अहिले हामीले टहरोमा नै राखेर कसै पठन पाठन गरिरहेका छौं र यसको श्रेय चाहिँ हामीले दिन पर्दा CarNetNepalलाई नै दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ CarNetNepalबाट नै यो काम भएको.
In rural Nepal, most girls are not sent to school. Without proper education, they are at high risk of trafficking. To protect them, CarNet is providing scholarships to 89 girl students.
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु किनकि हाम्रो यस गाउँमा अथवा टोल स्कुलमा स्कुल आउन नपाएका बालबालिकाहरूलाई स्कुल आउन धेरै सहयोग गर्नु भएको छ. अझै यो भन्दा बढी धेरै सहयोग गर्नुभयो भने राम्रो हुन्छ र अरु विद्यार्थीहरू पनि स्कुल आउन पाउँछन्.
The parents of many children are uneducated and cannot help their children with their schoolwork, which further enforces the cycle of poverty and lack of education. To reduce the risk of trafficking in these families, CarNetNepal runs child learning centers in association with faith-based organizations. The CLCs provide a snack, tutoring, educational materials, and wholesome entertainment and activities to encourage children to continue studying and not drop out of school. The risk of human trafficking is reduced by empowering a mother to add to her family's income and by enabling young girls to also earn an income within their communities. CarNetNepal provides tailoring training to women and girls at risk and with their own sewing machines and other materials on the day of graduation. Graduates of these tailoring trainings run businesses in their own homes or shops and also train others too.
सबै कार्नेट नेपाल संस्थाले गर्नुभयो अनि यहाँ जति सिकाएको छ नि त्यति सबै हामी गाउँ गएर म सानो एउटा पसल थापेर अरूलाई पनि सिक्छु भन्ने र आउनेहरूलाई नि सिकाउन चाहन्छु.
Since small-scale farming is still the backbone of the country, risk of child trafficking is also reduced by increasing agricultural productivity. CarNetNepal provides families with seeds for saleable crops such as cardamom, coffee, tomatoes, and chili peppers, and pesticides, spray pumps, and the right spraying techniques to protect them from harmful chemicals. After receiving this training, members of one women's group shared their learning with others and put a portion of their income into a savings account. This money was then reinvested in their agricultural enterprises. Mobile phones are now used in almost every area of the country, and repair and maintenance is in high demand in rural Nepal. As a pilot project for another sustainable livelihood, CarNet provided one young man with technical training and tools. He is now running a mobile repair shop in his own village.
पहिला खाली बस्दा खासै त्यस्तो हुनै थिएन. अहिले अब यो गर्न थालेपछि चाहिँ अलिअलि एक्सपिरियन्स पनि छ, अनुभव. अनि अब यस्तो काम गरे भने नि यस्तो हुने रहेछ. यो कामलाई निरन्तरता दिन पाएदेखि हुन्थ्यो भन्ने छ. त्यो पनि आफूले सिकेपछि अरूलाई सिकाउन पाए म जतिकै अरू पनि ट्यालेन्ट भयो भने जस्तै अब एउटा मास्टरले अब हजारौं विद्यार्थीलाई त मास्टरै बनाछन् नि. त्यस्तै गर्दिनु पाए नि हुन्थ्यो जस्तो लाग्छ.
Risk of child trafficking is further reduced by disaster response and development programs to address immediate needs and improve quality of life in villages. CarNet's programs include providing food, blankets, clothing, tarps, and emergency lights after the earthquakes, building temporary shelters of corrugated metal sheets for use as homes until families can rebuild,
CarNetNepalले चाहिँ अब हामीलाई घरहरू पनि दिनुभयो यति टाढो भए पनि त्यसमै CarNetNepalलाई धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु
psychological first aid treatment for children who lost family members and friends in the earthquakes, rebuilding community water systems damaged by the earthquakes, plus building new systems where none previously existed, teaching on hygiene and sanitation, because when children get sick, miss classes, and fall too far behind to catch up, they drop out of school. Teaching on female menstruation. In many rural villages, women and girls are considered impure during their monthly periods and forced to live with the animals. Construction of proper toilets for homes and schools. During their periods, most girls skip school in rural Nepal because the schools do not have proper toilets. Rescuing children from trafficking and forced sexual and labor situations in Nepal is one of CarNet's top priorities. CarNet actively investigates reports of possible abuse and then works together with a network of government agencies, law enforcement, and nonprofit organizations. The children are removed from the situation and their mental and physical health is assessed. Their families are located, and once the safety of the child from further trafficking is verified, the children are reunited with their parents.
हामी एक किसिमको अन्धकारमा फस्याएर छौं भन्ने कुरा केही चेतना चाहिँ आकै हो त्यसमा यो चेतना जगाउनमा CarNetले सहयोग गरे पनि छ
CarNetNepalले बोलेको सिकाएको जति त्यतै राम्रै भइरहेको छ अहिले त झन् सिकाएर हामीले पनि त्यो सबै ठाउँमा गाउँलेहरूलाई पनि सिकाएर कुरा गरेर सबै भइरहेको छ
किनभने जसले दुःखको समयमा हेरेको छ जसले दुःखको समयमा अत्यन्तै आफूप्रति समुदायप्रति र एउटा दुःखप्रति संवेदना दिए अथवा एउटा भावुक भएर आएको छ त्यो संस्थाप्रति मेरो सदैव म धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र त्यो संस्थाले फेरि पनि त्यस्तो कोमल विचार हृदयमा रहिरहोस् भन्न पनि चाहन्छु